What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Hardworking Happy Hour. I'm Sean.
And I'm Catherine, and as always, we'll be breaking down all things trades, entrepreneurship, and turning your creativity into a passion career. Sean.
What's up?
How you doing?
Pretty good.
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome back to the podcast. Welcome back to New Jersey.
Oh, thank you.
You've been gone?
Thank you. I was
Vacation?
in Florida, yeah. Sunny Florida.
Sunny Florida. How was the weather down there?
Couldn't have been better.
Really?
My God, it was.
What is it like down there?
Seriously lovely. Well, they kept saying like, "Oh, this is like cool for us," but it was like upper 70s, low 80s. It was just perfection.
I feel like every time I've gone to Florida, they always say that. They're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is unseasonably cold." I'm like, "It's like 80 degrees. Like, what are you talking about? This is beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, just don't even say that. Just stop."
What are you compensating for?
Yeah.
It's fine.
I went to Key West and they were like, "This is the coldest it's ever been here." It was like, it like got under 60 at night, and it was like, this is like perfect weather. This is beautiful. So shut up.
Yeah.
Just stop
bragging about your
it.
weather.
Yeah, it's annoying. God, it was actually pretty nice here. You missed a unseasonably warm up here.
I did see that.
It was pretty nice. So
I got off the plane and I was wearing shorts last night, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be so cold," and I was like, "Oh no, it's just like
it's okay.
it's fine here."
It's fine. Yeah, yesterday was
Totally fine
was warm. Yeah, yesterday was definitely a warm day. How was the vacation? Was it nice? Do you feel like you feel rejuvenated, recharged, re-energized, remotivated, reinvigorated, aligned, reestablished, whatever rees we can.
More rees.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely made me want to spend more time in Florida because I went to
It's nice.
St. Augustine to visit my cousin, and then we spent one day to take my niece and nephew to Disney World. So
Okay.
Disney World is a bit chaotic for a little bit too much for me personally.
Yes.
As a childless adult, I feel like I don't really have much of a place in Disney World. However, it was really cute to see my niece and nephew enjoy it so much. But St. Augustine, my God, that place is just lovely. Couldn't have been better.
And how old is your nephew? Is what, like 1.5?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and the other one's what, 4?
Yes, my niece is 4, yeah.
I feel like 4 is probably a better age than 1.5.
Here's the thing. She doesn't like loud noises.
Yeah.
So that's a very loud and chaotic place, and it gets overwhelming very quickly. But Matthew, at 1.5, he was just happy to be around.
Yeah.
He's like,
didn't know where he was.
Yeah,
just
he's like very
fun.
into waving to people, and there's lots of people to wave to. He was like, we were at the parade, and he was just waving at all of the people like walking by in the parade. It was very cute. So
yeah.
He was having the time of his life.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. It's funny with small children. You think that they'll like love these certain things. Like Max loves tractors and fire trucks. Like 2 of his favorite things. We went to pumpkin picking. You had to go on tractor ride. He's like, "No, too loud." So we didn't go on that. And then fire trucks came to his preschool for fire prevention week. And he was scared, and they had to bring him back in because it was too loud. And like, these are 2 of his favorite things. And you think, oh, they're going to be so excited. And I feel like that is what Disney World sort of is. It's like, it's more like the parents think that they're going to be like all excited, and it's overwhelming for a child.
It is, yeah.
Not
And I feel
even an adult, it's overwhelming.
Capitalism and all, they're not going to do this, but they should really like limit the number of people that can be in there, because it was absolutely insanely crowded. So you have to wait 1,000 years to do anything.
Oh,
and there's so many people walking around. You're just walking into people all day. So like, it kind of takes the magic out of it when you're like, just like a cattle in a herd,
Yeah.
So it was fun, but Disney World, it's a lot.
It is a lot. It is a lot. But you feel recharged, rejuvenated?
Oh, yeah.
Reestablished?
Yeah.
Back to your roots in New Jersey?
Back to my New Jersey roots, yes.
You going to move to Florida?
Thinking about it.
Possibly.
No, they kept saying, "Oh, it's unseasonably cold here." So, I don't know what it's like on a hot day. I can't imagine living there on a hot day.
Yeah, they're probably like, November, it's usually 300 degrees here. It's like hell. No.
It actually was kind of interesting when so they live in St. Augustine, but there's this place called Ponte Vedra or something. Anyway, they built all of these houses right on the beach, and they're these beautiful multi-million-dollar crazy mansions directly onto the beach. It's like road, beach, water. Like there's nothing there to build on, but they were like, you know what, let's put houses here. And they're all now falling into the ocean.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, and even the land is still like millions of dollars for whatever reason. And the houses are literally falling into the water. So I don't know if I approve of Florida building standards. So I don't think that I'll be moving there anytime soon. But
Yeah, they're a little aggressive down there. I mean, I think that's happening everywhere. That's happening at the Jersey Shore a little bit, but hey,
I guess that's true. Yeah,
that's
is.
neither here nor there, I guess. It does seem kind of, crazy. Like one of the big things that people are talking about is like, I think like homeowners, like insurance companies are leaving Florida because like there's so many like weather things and like, you build a house like literally on the ocean. Maybe not a good idea. Like maybe just like a little bit further back.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something to think about there.
Yeah. I don't know that much about building like whole homes, but it just seems like I would look at that and think, not a great idea.
Not a
There's
great
a lot
spot,
of swamps. They're building on swamps. Also, I would think, you know what? Probably not a great idea.
You know what would be a great thing to use there? Helical piles.
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna build, you might as well use helical piles.
Nah, I would say so. Well, that's great. That's great. Did you see any like weird Florida man stuff? You know how there's always those stories like Florida man does this.
I'm trying to think. No, I didn't
It
really
usually
even
involves
see
like
any.
a Waffle House as well.
I really wanted to go to Waffle
A
House.
lack of clothing. It's always a naked guy or woman in a Waffle House causing a scene.
I would say there were a lot of Florida people in Disney World.
Okay.
But I don't have any specific Florida man stories, unfortunately.
Okay. Oh well. Maybe next time. Oh, okay. You do?
Kind of.
Okay.
Well,
let's go.
it's kind of inappropriate, but
Okay. Not sure where
they
this
went-
is headed.
my cousin lives in a nature reserve because her wife is like a
Park ranger.
park ranger.
Yes.
She works for Fish and Wildlife something. She's like a fish cop.
Gotcha.
Anyway, so she's able to live inside of this nature park. So we're walking out of the nature park. The kids are like, we're done walking.
Yeah.
So Dad, my cousin's wife, comes and picks us up from the trailhead. She pulls her car into the parking spot.
Gotcha.
We all get into the parking spot. We look over. There's a car next to us. And we were like, what's happening over there? Oh, you see, there's like a kind of sheet. Looks like people are like doing something nefarious in there. You just see a bunch of legs in the air. And we're like, interesting. There's tons of children and people and all sorts of things
There's
around.
a sheet? Where's the sheet hanging from?
I'm not sure. But it like looks like it's kind of trying to block the windows, but you can still just see.
Oh, it's in a car.
It's in the car.
Gotcha.
We're talking Subaru Outback here. So it's like
All right.
so the sheet's kind of blocking the windows and you just see a bunch of legs in the air. And we're like,
How many legs? Just a couple?
4 specifically. 4 legs in the air. And we're like, interesting spot to do what they appear to be doing.
4 legs. Okay.
2 people, 4 legs.
Yeah, all
In the
4
air.
are in the air. We don't need to get into this. This is
That's my Florida man story.
okay. Wow.
Yeah. So
Flexible people down there, I guess. Anyway, wow, that's great. Yeah, nature's
Anyway.
great. Okay, so
beautiful Florida.
yeah,
How was New Jersey?
Oh, New Jersey was
What
great.
happened here while I was gone?
Nothing like that. We were just working.
Yeah.
We had to continue to work while you were on vacation.
Okay.
So thanks for leaving us hanging.
Yeah,
What is
sure
it?
did.
High and dry.
I didn't even bring my work stuff because I really wanted to unplug. So I did have
Thanks.
my email on my phone so I could see a little bit of what was going on.
Thanks. No, I'm just kidding. We had a new person start.
Yeah.
New employee start, so it was kind of net neutral. You weren't there Monday, but the new person started Monday. Not really, because you guys kind of handle different tasks, but it was a little bit crazy, hectic, but fun. We're at the end of a job, so that's always super hectic. It's just like there's all of those little details all coming together. You know, you're trying to like knock out all that punch list stuff, the end of, you know, all of the little details coming together. So that's always stressful as it is. Having a new person start and just like getting them up to speed. Obviously, they're not going to know much about your process and, you know, like, especially when it comes down to the final stuff, because it's like a million little details that each is done a certain way. So, big help to have an extra set of hands there, moving stuff, you know, just somebody there to help get stuff done was super helpful, but chaotic. Having a new person start is chaotic. Having somebody out is chaotic. And it's just like a busy time of year. We are, like I said, finishing a job, which means we're starting another job. It's also like design season. There's a ton of designs and changes that we're making to future projects to try to lock in for the schedule for next year.
Yep. And we're leaving for Deck Expo
And
on
we're
Sunday.
leaving for Deck Expo on Sunday, and I'm buying a house in less than a month. So it's been insane.
Yeah.
Insane. Am I holding it together? Barely. I'm hanging on by a thread, but that's okay. Yeah, so that's about it. Did that answer your question? How was the week? Yeah, it was crazy. It was insane.
I feel like there's a lot to unpack there, Sean.
There's so much to unpack, yeah. Where do we start?
Would you say this is affecting your mood?
Not at all. A little bit.
All right.
I mean, this has already been well documented. End of jobs.
The end of job
It
blues.
stresses me out.
Yeah.
It's the thing that I'm least suited for mentally. It kind of goes against the way my brain wants to work.
Yeah.
Finishing up all these little things and just it's not finishing up the little things. It's more like keeping track of all the little things that need to be done. And it's like, you're not just ordering a lumber package to start framing a huge deck. You're like, okay, we need these screws to like put on the access door. We need one more piece of drip edge. We need this to finish. It's like all these little things that you need to like segment in your mind, and that's always tough for me. So
Yeah.
compounded with everything else that we have going on, traveling, just crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I feel like I am realizing that that's my favorite part of the jobs is like finishing one and starting another one. Like I love.
Thanks for not being there for it. I could have went on your vacation for you.
Well, I mean, we're still in that season. We're still,
But you're still
Job's
not going
not
to be here
done
for it
yet.
because we're leaving for Deck Expo. So
You know what? That is true. I hadn't considered
yeah.
that.
All right. Well,
But
that's
it's fun
great.
to like, I love starting a new job. I love like the process of moving to a new, that
Yeah.
feels exciting. And then you just got to wrap up those tasks so you can get to that new exciting thing. And this next job is going to be like a quick one. So what?
I guess. I don't know.
It's pretty small for on the
I
scale of the things that we've
guess.
been doing recently. What do
Yeah.
you mean, you guess?
Yeah, I guess.
Are we starting a new job that I'm not aware of? Because the one that we're starting next is like
It's like a what?
it's like a quick job. It has no roof. It has very
It has
little
a roof?
hardscape.
What are you talking about?
They took the roof off.
Took the roof off. No.
Okay. All right. Well, I thought you took the roof off. I thought that was the last
No.
iteration.
You're thinking of a different one. It's in the drive. I mean, it is smaller than what we've been doing lately. A lot
Yeah.
less like different aspects to it, but it's still decent sized deck. I think it's like 600 some square feet, 400-ish square foot shed roof, and like the roof detail tying into the house is a little bit interesting. Cutting off a soffit, bringing that exterior wall all the way up to our new roof, outdoor kitchen, finished ceiling underneath, different roof detail that we're doing with a flat style roof because it's very low pitch. So yeah, a little bit less dimensional than the projects we've been doing, but I'd still say it's going to take us into the new year.
Okay.
You've been out of the game for a week.
I guess I got to
Do you remember what
reassess.
job's next?
Do I still work here?
I don't know. Doesn't seem like it. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm factoring in the fact that we have a new person, so like, we don't have like our finely tuned machine
Right.
operation running quite yet. We're traveling.
Yeah. And then like the holidays too.
Holidays,
I wasn't factoring
yeah.
that. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Halloween
believe
or
it's already-
Thanksgiving or whatever's coming up. What do you call that? Thanksgiving.
One of those.
Yeah, one of those. One of those is coming up. So, yeah, it's gonna be a little crazy. Have we gotten into the episode yet? What are we talking about? This week we're gonna be talking about new people starting.
New people starting.
People not being there, how to compensate for that.
Yeah.
And also touch, I guess, a little bit on some nagging injuries on the job site.
Yeah.
I've got one. Jose's got one. You got any?
No, I'm good.
I mentioned it to Ant, and he was like, "You think I wake up and feel great every morning? My hands hurt." Right? I'm like, "All right, well, some of us are human, not superhuman like you, that can
Classic
just
Anthony.
go on and not complain about anything ever, except for your boss."
You did. You've been a little sick recently,
No, not really, but
and he was. You have been sick recently,
I mean, yeah,
and a little bit.
sort of.
You've had a cold. Can we say that? Is that acceptable?
I guess I've just had a cough for like the past month.
Right. Anyway, so we were talking about that, and then Ant was like, "Yeah, whatever. I've been sick for the past month too." We're like,
All right,
"Who would have known that?"
yeah,
You didn't say a single word or act sick at all. So
yep.
the
Classic.
man's a vault. What can you do?
He's an anomaly. Don't use him as your measuring stick because he's so tall or whatever. I don't know. We did share an apple.
Oh,
It really freaked Steve out. It was pretty funny. You know how I eat my apples like down till there's like literally like not anything left, like a little rat.
Yeah.
I said, "Hey, you want the rest?" And he was like, "Yeah, here, let me take a bite." And he took a bite, and Steve was like, "Whoa, I didn't know you guys were that close." It was funny. Anyway, so let's talk about what new person starting, integrating somebody into the crew, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's been not that long of a process with interviewing. You know, we've touched on it for the past, I guess, like month or whatever, ever since Tom said he was leaving.
Yeah.
So, yeah, new person finally started. Finally started on the crew, initiated,
Yeah.
integrated,
Getting there. Yeah.
getting there. I guess. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say that this person already knew Anthony, kind of.
Yeah,
They had like a mutual
connection.
sister-friend situation. I don't remember the exact connection, but
Ant's fiance is best friends with his sister.
yes.
So he's met him like a couple times, like just familiar with the family. So
Yeah.
he knows story. He sort of knows them, knows the family, and
So there's a bit of familiarity there.
a little bit, yeah, a
It's
little
not like,
common
it's
ground.
Not, he's not coming in cold. That's what I'm trying to say.
Not coming super cold, and he's got a lot of experience. He's been
Yeah.
doing carpentry and construction for, he's the same age as Ant, so he's been doing it similar amount of time. He's doing it for a while. And really, I guess we'll talk about what we're going to do to help accelerate his catching up to speed kind of process. And also, like, what are those little things that you look for on those first couple days to give you an idea of, is this going to work out? Was this the right person? All of that kind of stuff, because you never really know. You can interview, you can ask the right questions, you can fine tune that process and try to get as close to possible as being perfect with like finding that right fit, but you never really know until they're on site all day. So I guess let's jump into that. What are the things that I'm looking for out of somebody initially day one? You got anything?
I wasn't there on his day one, so
Yeah, but what would you look for?
Just a willingness to learn without the cockiness of experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some people come in and they think they know everything. I think it's better for a person to come in and just kind of be more of a sponge personally. But a sponge with initiative.
Okay.
Sponge with initiative. That's what I would look for on a day one person.
Sponge with initiative. I like that. That's quite a that's quite a metaphor. A sponge with gumption.
Yeah.
I guess same. So I think that's a really good point, to have somebody that comes in that's gonna take direction, no matter what experience they have, like kind of take direction, ask questions when they need clarification on something, and not just like question and challenge that just for the sake of challenging it. Like, unless they have like a very legitimate reason, like, okay, well, like, is it okay if I do it like this? Like, there's like a fine line between just doing things the way that we've decided that they need to be done and you putting in your input. And usually it's a good look to like save those things till you've been there a little bit longer. So I think that's what.
It's just funny because I'm just thinking of myself and how I'm like, why are you doing it that way?
I'm just trying to learn. I'm not trying to be, what do you call that? Combative or, what's that word I'm thinking of?
I don't
know. Defiant? Objectionary? Contrarian? Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, those things.
I did hold those things in for a while, but now I do not. But anyway.
Now you don't. Now you're just like, why? I'm not trying to challenge you. I just want to learn. Why'd you do it like that? You don't think that's stupid? I'm not saying I do. I'm just wondering. Classic.
Anyway,
Catherine.
so not a great day one look, but
not a great look ever, but hey, whatever. You know, everyone's gonna have their personality quirks. We all have them.
Yeah.
And that's one of Catherine's. Okay, so things that I really liked about the first couple days were just a willingness to do whatever needed to be done. You know, you're jumping in at the end of a project, so again, it's a little bit all over the place. You're not like just tackling one thing the whole day. It's not like you roll up to a job site and you're just framing for the first couple days. Like, you know what to do. You stay focused on like the same thing and just go. This is like, you know, it's a lot of like little stuff, and it was a lot of like cleaning up trash and like you know, doing touch up stain and stuff like that, and just like the willingness to not come in and be like, oh, I just have to like pick up trash most of the day and like, you know, be somebody's helper or, you know, do touch up stain on this thing and all that. Like, that's great. That's definitely a great attribute to have, especially on our site. And then yesterday we were laying pavers all day, and like, really, I just needed somebody to like, I was laying them, just keep loading me up, like stack them right next to where I'm kneeling, and I'm going to lay them and just keep feeding me pavers. And that's just like a boring, like grunt, just job to just do.
Yeah.
And did it all day. No complaints, you know, saying he was I forget what he was calling himself, paver loader or paver handler or paver prepper. Best paver prepper in the East. He was taking pride in that small task. And, you know, on our job site, there's a lot of days where, whether you're like a skilled carpenter or not, like there's days where you're the new guy, you're going to need to just feed pavers.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what we did yesterday. And he was great sport about it. You know, didn't get too cocky or anything. And, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
He also touts himself as a, big Jeopardy guy. Pretty good at Jeopardy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love Jeopardy. Okay, that's fun.
Yeah, so yesterday at lunch, we had to ask both of us questions, and at first I was kicking his ass. And then he started to speed up a little bit, and I'd say it probably ended in about a tie.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm great at Jeopardy.
Me too.
I doubt it.
Okay.
I doubt
we'll have
it.
to see, I guess.
Yeah, we definitely will. I just like
Wait,
black
that was really
out.
rude. Why do you doubt that I'm good at Jeopardy?
I doubt everyone is good at Jeopardy.
Okay, you can ask Pat. We play every night.
I feel like everyone says they're good at Jeopardy. Like, that's just a blanket statement. Everyone is going to be like, yeah, I'm good at Jeopardy.
I don't think that's true at all.
I think
a lot of people are like, Jeopardy's hard and weird and obscure.
No, I feel like everyone is like, I'm good at Jeopardy. But I'll just be like,
okay.
The Count of Monte Cristo. What is The Count of Monte Cristo? I'll pull out random stuff that I don't even know where it came from. I just pull it out of nowhere.
All right, Sean, you're better than everybody else. Congratulations.
Thank you so much for finally admitting that. God, what took so long? It's been like 2 years. It's ridiculous. Okay. No, we'll have to have a head-to-head challenge.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
We'll have to bring somebody in we should do that on air.
A live Jeopardy challenge?
Yeah, between me and you.
Okay, that'd be fun.
Yeah,
I don't know if anyone else would find that interesting, but
probably not, but I'm getting geared up for it. I'm ready.
okay.
So what are some other things that you think a new hire should do to just help themselves like be part of the crew and seem valuable?
I feel like I'm in an interesting spot with this because I feel like construction roles and jobs and job sites are so different than what I am used to with new people. And I feel like the new, like since I've worked for Premier, we've only hired
two people
and now 3. And I wasn't even there for his first day. So it's interesting. And I feel like we all have very strong personalities. And I feel like Anthony is mostly this new guy, Nick's boss.
Yeah.
And he's like the one, he has like the strongest opinions, I feel like, when it comes to like when people do things.
Yeah.
And they're random. You never know.
Yeah, it's very obscure, and he's got very strong feelings about very particular things.
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like it's good for a person to just be flexible in dealing with different personalities.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Because you're really working one-on-one with these people, and it's very collaborative, and you gotta, it's not like he can be a super skilled carpenter, but you're still gonna have to learn the way that we do things.
Yeah.
It's not like we can just be like, okay, you're a skilled carpenter, here's X, Y, and Z, go do that. Like it's gonna be at first it's just gonna be a learning experience. So
yeah,
I wasn't there on his day one. I'm sure he did a great job, but a person really has to take in all these things while also learning how to balance people's personalities and learn how to work well with people.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess in a way you have to be like a weird psychic people person. You have to learn how to deal with certain personalities on the fly.
Yeah. Yeah, especially on our crew. It's not like, I feel like certain other jobs, like you can be more segmented from your coworkers. Like you just kind of like, be nice to everybody at the water cooler in the break room for the 5 seconds that you talk to them. But like other than that, like just go in your cubicle and you can be as weird and, like introverted as you want.
Yeah.
But when you're on a job site, it's like, we're all out there together. It's definitely, you have to, if your mood is weird or you don't fit in with everybody else, like it's gonna impact morale super quickly.
Yeah.
And it's gonna just lead to like not a great working environment. So that's a really good point, to just be, I think it's like, don't have an ego when you come in. Just like be happy to be part of the team, be willing to contribute in whatever way that you can. Don't feel like you're too good to do certain things. And I'd say my number one thing for a new person to do is just don't stand around. Like just, especially coming in at like the end of a job, it's not like there's all these tasks are really small. So just like use your brain to like, okay, I did these 2 things that like I know we needed to do. It looks like everybody else is kind of busy. I don't want to like, be like, okay, did these 2 things. What do I do now?
Yeah.
Like pick up trash, like clean up.
Like if there's nothing else to do, clean.
Yeah. Like there's
100%.
plenty of stuff that like if you just use your brain, you can stay busy and it's a good look, and it's like one of those things that feels like the lowest person on the totem pole is the one that's cleaning or whatever, but like don't be too cocky or too big of an ego to be the person that's like, all right, looks like there's nothing for me to really do right now. Let me grab a trash can. Let me pick up all this little stuff. He picked up all the rakes and shovels and like leaned them up nicely against the fence. I thought that was like random, but just a good look.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
Hey, just they're kind of laying all over the place. Put them in one spot.
Yeah.
Love that. Love that initiative. So do things like that and you'll leave a good impression. And, those are the things that are hard to sift out on a job interview. Right. You need to be on site and see how it's going to play out.
Right.
So it's only been 1 week, but so far so good. And we'll keep everyone updated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right. Should we talk about injuries now?
I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. Because what else are we going to talk about? We're also going to talk about. Did we talk about compensating for someone being on vacation? Like how when you're shorthanded?
Oh, no, we didn't.
Should we talk about the injuries real quick? I feel like there's not too much to say about this. We're not like physical therapists that are going to be able to like really give too much advice. Just
yeah.
I mean, are you holding out advice on me? I got this elbow situation for like 5 months now.
I know exactly how to fix it. I just haven't told you because I love talking about your lumbar elbow more.
I have tendonitis in my elbow, and it's like, it's like annoying. It's not like excruciating pain, but it's like when I straighten my arm and then bend it, especially if it's been bent for a while, it just like is so sore, and I have like no strength in certain ways that I move it.
Yeah. I feel like that's why we need to talk about it, because I feel like these kind of injuries happen on job sites and then people don't do anything about them. They don't take the time to rest, because you can't really complain about like, oh, my elbow hurts without getting made fun of. But you really do need to take the time to rest it, because it's not going to get better. It's just going to keep getting worse.
Well, I don't know if rest is what is needed. I don't know how to fix it. It's just, I've been trying all kinds of different stuff. Nothing has seemed to help at all. I took like a week off from lifting weights thinking, hey, maybe that'll help. Yeah. But it seemed like at the end of the week, it was actually worse. And it doesn't hurt like when I'm at the gym doing like very controlled movements. It's just like very random things. Like if I pick something up, like using a circular saw is probably like the hardest thing. Having that like wrist motion. Yeah. Like I have zero strength in my arm when I do that. So
do you know what the one thing that you haven't tried is? Going
to the doctor? I know, but my mom had the same thing happen to her. Uh-huh. She went to the doctor, so I've been asking her, what did your doctor tell you? That's the same thing, right?
Yeah, maybe.
I just don't know. Like, what doctor do you even go to?
An orthopedic doctor.
Where? How do you go there?
Rothman Orthopedics.
They're just going to be like, you got to chop your arm off, sew a new one on, and put a bionic leg on you, too. You know, they just want to cut you open and operate. I need to go to like some holistic healer or something.
Sure.
Acupuncture?
I don't think that's going to help.
What about chiropractor?
They say that they can fix everything, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I feel like it's, you think it's your elbow, but it's really like your shoulder, which is really your hips are misaligned, I don't know. It's really frustrating. It's so frustrating.
No, I believe that. I hurt my shoulder like 3 months ago or whatever, and I think it was from sailing, but then I just kept making it worse. And I was like, you can't really complain. It's not impacting my like movement or like, it's just one of those annoying, nagging things. But if you don't do anything, it's just going to get worse. And then you're going to be a little old man with an elbow injury that is at that point unfixable. So you need to take care of it. Our bodies are our machines. We need to take care of our bodies.
I know. I'm trying so hard. I'm doing everything. I'm putting ice on it. I did a full week of ibuprofen. That was something that was recommended online. Okay. To reduce that inflammation while icing it a couple times a day. So I bought like a ice pack sleeve thing. Mm-hmm. Kind of worked great, but then like as soon as I stopped using it, it's like comes right back just as bad.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
All right. Well, go to a doctor.
What should I do? Go to a doctor? You think?
Yeah.
You think you really think that's going to help?
I think that's the next
step. You
think
doctors know anything about the human body? Yeah, it's probably a good idea. I should probably do that. I actually said the other day, like, okay, I've tried like quite a few things. I've tried tons of stretches that I saw online. Tried the ibuprofen for a week. Tried icing it like
maybe you're just doing too much. You're doing too many things and not waiting for the results. You're like bouncing back and forth between these things, not giving them enough time to work. You got to go to a doctor. Get that plan in place. He'll tell you what to do for how long.
It's like the blueprints. I'm trying to build a house with no blueprints, and I'm starting with building the roof.
Right.
Okay. All right, I'll try it. I will try it. I guess I will try that.
Yes.
Cool.
All right, now let's go to talking about people being out. So what was it like when I was not there?
We were lost, like... No, it was okay. We managed, but
Boys Week.
I feel like it doesn't really affect anybody besides me, because like most of the tasks that like we really count on you for, like would just like fall on me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be like, hey, Aunt, can you respond to that email from somebody? I'll be like, what are you talking about? Get out of my face. So there's just been lots of correspondence with either clients or just lots of stuff coming in that, I had to take on, which is okay. You just have to, kind of plan for it. So
Yeah.
I had to be pretty strategic this week with my to-do list every day because everything was going to kind of be on me. So I stayed pretty consistent pretty much every day, filling out my daily planner with the tasks for the next day that really needed to get done and the emails that needed to be sent and just touching base with people and keeping people kind of up to date. So that was the biggest impact on all of us, I guess, but most of it fell on me.
Yeah.
So like we talked about last week, like, the biggest thing for me is planning out my day the night before so that, especially this week, it really came in handy because it's like, there's like the inquiry inbox that you usually, manage. Like I got to stay on top of that. There's, emails coming in that we're both attached to, but a lot of times you'll do the correspondence with either a manufacturer or a supplier or a client or whatever it is. A lot of times you'll handle that. I'll just be copied to it. I had to handle all that. So just like keeping all of those things mentally in line and making sure that none of them really slip by and keep everybody up to date, especially with a lot of stuff was about Deck Expo, which is coming up next week. So it's like, there wasn't a lot of time. Like you're here today, but you have a bunch of stuff to catch up on. So we're leaving Sunday. So a lot of stuff had to get done and just like staying on top of it and really just not forgetting about things was the hardest thing.
Yeah. I always feel like whenever I leave, every time I'm gone, I'm like, oh God, I wish I had like prepared everything better. But I feel like what we do is so
in the moment,
I guess. Yeah. Like things just come up that, you can't really plan for.
Yeah. People
like
are going to email us
and, like,
that like, like you don't know when people are going to email us. Like, stuff just comes up like people, and it's things that need to be prepared. Like we're doing a live build at Deck Expo.
Yeah.
They were working on the stuff all last week. So like they're putting everything together. So it's not like they had everything ready to ask us for the things that we need like 2 weeks ago because they're rushing to get everything ready. So it's a lot of stuff. You can plan as best as you possibly can for all these things in business, but there's still always going to be an element of day to day, like just keeping up with what's happening in real time.
Yeah.
So just trying to make sure none of those loose ends like got too far away from me was the biggest thing. I think I did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
I think I did a pretty good job.
We'll see.
It's TBD, I guess, with all things.
I'm sure you did a great job.
Yeah.
I know you guys enjoy your boys' week, so.
It was great. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. I was also conscious to be out on site a lot this week because we had a new person starting. So just like being part of like, like that kind of initiation and like getting him up to speed. Like I wanted to just be available for that, not be like locked away in the van. And so it was also a really nice week. So I was set up I had some computer work to do every single day, but set up at the bar that we built outside and, just like be able to be there, knock out some computer work and then jump in and kind of help a little bit on site. And also lots of running around because it's the end of a job. So like need to pick up this, pick up that, pick up that. Just all those punch list things. So
yeah.
Oh, it was crazy. It was hectic.
I really hated to miss his first week. That was.
It's a moment you'll never get back.
It will. I will never get it back, and it'll be very sad. And I wouldn't have,
It'll be
things lined up the
regret.
way that they,
yeah,
that they lined up, and that there's nothing I could do about it. But
Catherine, any last words?
I feel like it's a bad
Should
look.
have been there for Nick's first week. Yeah,
I feel like it's a bad look. I should have been there, but
I think he was like confused, like whether you work there or not. because like we said something about you yesterday, and he's like, and Ant was like, yeah, wait, did you meet her? And he was like, yeah, well, when did the interview, and he was like, I think he was like confused, like, does she work here every day? Like, where is she? And then we're like, yeah, she's on vacation. He's like, oh, okay. So
it didn't come up until Thursday that I was on a vacation. That's sad.
well, I guess not to him. I don't know. Like everyone else like knew. We weren't like, okay, well, there's another person that works here, Catherine. She's on vacation this week. I don't know. It didn't come up, I guess.
Okay.
To him, I don't know. Anyway, you know how guys are.
I know.
We don't ask details. Anyway,
Always weak.
You got any tips for me next time to stay on top of it more?
Do I have any more tips? No, I think that.
Did you see like those graphs and stuff? I had to send out like some emails with like a bunch of like numbers and all kinds of stuff like that, and prepared it in like a nice way. Did a Canva template and everything. Did you see that?
Really proud of you. I did not see it. I didn't really have good service. I was seeing the emails, but I didn't have really good service, so I couldn't open attachments while I was gone.
Well, it's pretty
but
good. So
I'm really excited to look at it today
like
when
that.
I redo all my.
I think so. Redo what?
I mean, not redo.
You should check it out. Check out the templates I've created because
this afternoon I will be, going through all of my things that I've missed. So I will circle back on that, and I'm sure it's beautiful, and I'm sure you did a great job.
Thank you.
But yeah, the only thing that I would. There's a lot of things that I can't prepare for when I leave, but that's what gives me anxiety is like being gone for a week and then like not preparing for my departure and things not going smoothly, which ultimately. People go on vacation. Like it's not that big of a deal, and worst case scenario, someone's gonna have to wait 1 week for me to respond to them, and it's not a world ender, especially because I can be like, I was on vacation, So ultimately, it's not that big of a deal. But I do always feel like,
what if it's like
I need to prepare better?
Need you to send this note so I can get my life-saving medication, Catherine.
I should never be in the position where I'm.
What if somebody randomly, like one of our clients randomly put you as power of attorney over?
Oh God!
And they're like, well, she was on vacation, so we pulled the plug. We didn't know what to do. I doubt that'll come up, but
I'll be very, very sad if that does come up. But
let me know if you see something like that in your inbox. That would be sad. Anyway, what else we got?
Well, I think we're at that sweet spot in our episode where we got to hit the bad sales story.
Let's go. And I think you're doing it this week.
Yeah. Okay. So this story came in from Aaron from Triborough Construction. And this is really gross. So prepare yourself.
All right. Love that.
So he gets a call to do some knick-knack fixes in someone's bathroom.
Okay.
And he's like, okay, standard run-of-the-mill stuff. Let's go. So he goes to this call. He meets the people. The house is a little,
out of sorts?
We'll say non-kempt, out of sorts.
Non-kempt.
Non-kempt.
It's a nasty house.
It's a nasty house.
Okay, it's a nasty house.
He gets there, it's a gross house. Okay. I don't need to be PC
you
about
don't
it.
have to sugarcoat it. I don't think they're listening.
It's a gross house. Anyway, so he goes and he's like, all right, well, I got, I need some things fixed in the bathroom. So he's like, okay, perfect. So they go into the bathroom and he sees the floor is just very not structurally sound, I guess you could say. Okay. And the guy was like, yeah, we just need, it doesn't look good over here anymore. We just kind of want to, know our options of how to fix the floor. But he's looking at it and he sees that around the toilet that the floor is so compromised because someone in this house did not have good aim, that the literal subfloor, he was just like poking holes through the floor because it was so compromised.
And how did he know that? Like it smelled like pee?
Smelled like pee.
Yeah.
And the floor was so like deteriorated. It's just around the toilet.
Okay.
So it seems like somebody was trying to get it in there.
He said it smelled like pee. It wasn't just a leaky toilet. It wasn't
a leaky
pee.
toilet. It was
just
pee.
around the front.
It was definitely pee. It was clearly pee. Toilet was not leaking.
Toilet not leaking.
Toilet not leaking.
Person leaking.
Person
leaking wherever they please.
Leaking wherever they please. Which you can't fault them. They were trying to get it in there, it seemed.
They might be somebody that, has to take a lot of pees in the middle of the night, and it's hard to aim correctly all the time.
Yeah.
But
Maybe he wore contacts he couldn't see in the middle of the night, you know.
Well, a lot of times you don't want to turn on the light to
true,
wake
that
you
too.
up. You know, so you try to keep your eyes closed and, you know, you don't turn on the light and you just listen for that sound of water and, you know, it can be a dangerous
Adjust
game.
accordingly, yeah. Yeah,
It can
horrible.
be a dangerous game.
Okay.
So,
yeah, so unfortunately, through a video call, you won't be able to smell the urine to know that it's urine, but you could look at that and think,
you would
I
probably
don't
know,
think that that's a leaky toilet situation. So get groundwork and you can avoid these horrible, horrible situations of going into people's disgusting bathrooms.
Yikes.
Or, you know, decide if maybe you want to be the good person who helps that person, you know? Leave that up to you. But anyway.
It depends. Get it?
Like the diaper.
Yeah, like the diaper
Great.
for adults.
So yeah, get groundwork. And if you want 50% off of your first 2 months, use the code Hardworking Happy Hour 50.
Yay.
Yay.
All right. So, what else we got?
You got any final thoughts? Any Jerry Springer moment this?
You know what? I don't know if I have it in me, but let me give a run at it. Weeks like this they're difficult. They're really difficult. It's a lot of things compounding on you as the business owner, you know, trying to keep everything together. And sometimes it feels like you've got 9 balls up in the air and you've only got 2 hands and you don't know how to juggle and you're just trying your best, but they keep hitting you in the face and, you know, you just got to roll with it, keep picking up those balls and, you know, just keep going. Because when you're right in the middle of it, it's just like, oh my God, this is so overwhelming. There's so much to do. I'll never keep up with it. Every night you're like, okay, I'm going to try to knock out everything tonight because I know tomorrow I got another busy day, and you try to do some of it, but you can't possibly do all of it that one night. So then it leaches over to the next day, and you just gotta try your best. And there's just always going to be some times that are like that, and you roll with it and realize, you know what, next week it's probably going to be a lot better, and everything's cyclical. So if it's happening every day for like years and years and years on end, you know, make some adjustments. But there's always going to be some times like that where you feel overwhelmed. You feel like there's too much to do. You feel like you took on too much. You're too short-handed. But that's biz, baby. So keep it up. Stick with it.
That was a good one, Sean.
It was?
I think you needed to hear that yourself, and you did a great job.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So, all right. Hope everyone has a great week. Hit us up if you're going to be at Deck Expo. I mean, this isn't going to come out till Monday morning of Deck Expo. So if you're going to be at Deck Expo, you probably wouldn't be listening to it. So
if you're listening to this at Deck Expo, come find us and say hello.
If you're a regular listener and you're the type of person that's going to be at Deck Expo, you'll probably already know that we'll be there anyway. So we hope to see you there. If not, then we'll see you next week. Till next time, it's been the Hardworking Happy Hour.
See you next week.